What's up? It's a Monday, and it's the Candid Athletic Training podcast with the Chad and the Kevin.
It's got like an old school, like 80s sports announcer feel to it.
I
like
know,
a
right?
little Howard Cosell.
And in this corner,
Yeah, that's kind of like it's more boxing.
you got Chad Hannaberry weighing in at 185, standing 5'11" with a reach of 78 inches. I don't know. Is that long? That's what she said.
Nah, it's probably too much. Probably closer.
I
to
didn't. I said
seven,
reach.
It's
6
not
not
feet,
wingspan.
6 feet is 72.
It's not.
Yeah, it's probably
It is. What do you think your wingspan is? You got long arms.
70.
You think
It's probably
70?
right around 70.
You think
It's
you have
probably 69.
You think you have a shorter wingspan than how tall you are?
Most people do.
No, most people have like the same, if not longer.
I
right?
mean, it's
I definitely have shorter because my arms are short.
if you have
You've
a
got long
longer
arms.
if you have a longer one, then you better get checked for Marfans.
So what you're saying is Giannis has Marfans?
Most of the people in the NBA have to get tested for it. I'll tell you that much.
I'll tell you this much.
I'll tell
Welcome,
you. Welcome.
Kayla and Bree.
This is episode
What?
152. It's ladies only tonight.
Only
in
ladies.
the live stream.
It's Mondays. Mondays is ladies.
Mondays, it's ladies night, and this is ladies night. And
I'm
Zach
feeling
just
right.
crashed the party.
Zach,
Who
come
let that guy
on.
in?
Who let Zach in? What the
Well,
heck's
speaking
going
of Zach,
on,
why don't we just you wanted to air some grievances you had with
Okay, listen, Zach. If you're gonna come up with a bracket of the top Christmas movies of all time, I got some grievances with you. All right,
Ooh.
numero uno.
We'll get to the
Who-
athletic training in a little bit, folks. Hang with
Who
us. In the blue hell are you?
would put Bad Santa as a 16 seed? A 16 seed. I had to choose between Bad Santa. Actually, you know what? I'm going to pull that. Or can you pull that up? Can you get that bracket real quick?
You want me to pull up? Oh, up.
Yeah, pull up the bracket real quick. I know you can't share your screen right now. That would have been awesome because I would love to get more people voting on this for Zach. But Bad Santa, really a 16 seed? That is a highly underrated movie. It is definitely better than, Frozen 2 or, Santa Claus number 24 with, Tim Allen.
Oh, you got to sign in here. All right, let's just sign in.
Quick sign in. Do it.
Google. Which one am I going to use? All right, we'll just do this.
My second grievance, Zach, Scrooged with the ultimate actor of all time, Bill Murray, at a number 12 seed? How can anybody accurately vote on the top Christmas movies of all time when we got two of the best Christmas movies of all time as these huge underdogs? Elf. Okay, what's a better movie, Elf or Bad Santa?
Elf.
Okay, Elf as a number 1 seed and Bad Santa as a 16 seed. Who are you going with?
Elf. I don't think I've seen Bad Santa all the way through.
Dude, Bad Santa's hilarious.
I don't even know if I've seen Elf all the way through. I haven't. I'm not. when it comes to
hilarious.
When it comes to Christmas movies, it's not my thing.
Listen. Okay.
Like I've seen some. I don't know if I've seen most. I don't even know if I'll sit down and watch a whole thing all the way through.
I'm not gonna lie. I haven't seen all of these movies.
And if there's a Marvel Christmas movie, let me know.
Well, you've seen a lot of these movies.
Okay.
Because my last grievance is how the hell is Die Hard a number 2 seed?
It's not a number 1 seed.
That's a number 1 seed. What? Okay. Is Elf or Die Hard?
I mean, in terms of how it relates to Christmas, Elf.
Ah, Jesus Christ. Elf or Die Hard or Home Alone?
Home Alone.
Jeez. Die Hard or Grinch with Jim Carrey? I'm giving that one to the Grinch.
Grinch. All right, so what's the fourth number one seed?
Year Without Santa, which is like the claymation kind of like Rudolph and like.
Okay.
Which is actually, I secretly don't tell anybody, but I hope that one wins.
You just spoiled it in front of millions and thousands of our fans.
But come on, Die Hard. Die Hard's not a number 2 seed. Die Hard is the number 1 Christmas movie of all time. It shouldn't even be in the bracket. It should have just been ultimate. It's already in the Hall of Fame. You can't be in the bracket. You're in the Hall of Fame. I'm just saying. You got to take the quiz. Even though you've seen apparently 2 Christmas movies your entire life. It is December. You and your wife are watching Christmas movies the entire time. You got a kid. You need to expose them to a bunch of Christmas movies.
Yeah, that's going to happen.
All I'm saying, I'm not saying all of your, Zach, all of your picks for Christmas movies are Christmas movies. Not saying anything's not a Christmas movie. But Die Hard's better than Home Alone as a Christmas movie. Feel good story of the year, Die Hard.
Feel good. Ho, ho, ho. That's all you need. If you say ho, 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 now I have a gun. Now I have a machine gun.
Ho.
That makes it a Christmas movie. So
Yippee ki-yay.
Motherfucker. So speaking of Christmas, you probably have been asked what you want for the holidays. And you probably are scratching your head. I don't know. I say the same thing every year. Well, now you know what to say. Get a Candid Athletic Training membership.
Absolutely.
Join us. Join us for a year. It's a good time.
It's the easiest thing in the world. You tell whoever, you know what, we do a lot of work Christmas exchanges, right? A lot of places do a Secret Santa. A lot of places do family Secret Santas. On that list, when your name, you got to put your name on that piece of paper and you got to write down what you want. What you want is candidathletictraining.com. And you want Candimania.
In or around your life.
Yes. And you want a full Johnson in your face.
He said, no one. You want a full Johnson in your face.
And if you get the whole shebang, your full Johnson will be in our face.
I hope so. Renewals, Zach. We talked about it. In fact, we want you guys to all just watch what happens. Kevin and I are eagerly discussing how we're going to approach next year. So
yeah,
just hang with us. Hang with us.
Hang tight, kiddos.
So
I mean, all of your memberships last for a full year. We go year to year.
Well,
our first membership or week was what? Like the last week
January
of December.
1.
Was it January 1? I think we did like a show December 29th or something.
Maybe.
I think it was.
Zach says his expires in 2 days.
What?
We'll reach out.
Oh, we'll reach out.
We'll reach out.
No worries. No worries.
Maybe we'll just extend you. Or maybe we'll just do public ones for the rest of the year.
I mean,
what? Just
going to be honest, we're planning on making sure that everybody is renewed for the actual calendar year of 2022.
Yep.
So, Zach, don't worry about, you're going to get the live show for the next few weeks.
Yep.
Don't jump on anything, but we're going to make it worth your while.
Do you want to know what the end of the year also means, Kev, for athletic trainers?
Taxes? I don't know.
CEUs.
Just
CEUs.
Okay. What's worse, filling out your own taxes or doing your CEUs?
That's a great fucking question, Kevin. Because I kind of feel like I learn more when I do my taxes. No, I don't.
How little money you have?
No, just the loopholes and all this.
Loopholes are fun. Athletic trainers need to take more advantage of these loopholes.
I was talking to a physician assistant today. We were talking about CEUs, and I said they're kind of like everyone thinks, oh, these suck. If I can pick out one thing from every presentation that I watch, even if it's a small thing, it might just be how to explain something better, something I already knew. But if it helps me relate to a patient better, or if I can give a piece of information to a coach that a light bulb comes on, then I think the CEU is worth it. So I know a lot of people complain about the CEUs. I kind of like them.
I hate them at this time of year.
Yeah, well, that's because we're procrastinators.
I think most people are procrastinators this round.
Yeah.
I think most.
Not our friend Kelly.
Probably not. But she's never been a procrastinator in her life, probably.
No.
For most of us, we didn't get the chance to go to NATA. We didn't get the chance to go to all these conferences or whatever that are, let's face it, easy CEUs.
Handing them out. You get a CEU. You get a CEU. You get a CEU.
Freaking Oprah's everywhere.
Oprah.
Legitimately, I am way behind, but I'm going to get on it. Maybe tomorrow.
So
maybe the next day.
That's another advantage of getting a membership. You can get a discount to MedBridge, and then you get $175 off MedBridge, and then you can get as many CEUs as you need. You need 50, and if you get that now, you can start them now, and then just roll right into next year and get a jump start on next year.
I hear that you put a poll out there that everybody wants CEUs from the Candid Athletic Training guys.
75% of you said they want a podcast membership to include CEUs. And Kevin and I just talked about it.
Working on it.
That is our number one goal, is to figure out how to get you CEUs when you become a member of our show. We are going to make it happen, so just keep an eye out.
We don't care about actually making you think about the profession anymore. All we care about is making your lives easier.
Yeah, that's what it should be.
That's it.
Okay, before we forget, let's thank our friends at Healthy Roster, the official sponsor of the Candid Athletic Training Podcast. Check them out at www.healthyroster.com. Dan and our friends over there are great. EMRs are. I've had a lot of talk about EMRs in the last couple of weeks, and I appreciate them so much more. So
thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Appreciate
Thank you, Healthy Roster. Thank you, Brew Fitness MKE, for allowing us to take up this space. Thank you for having this bar of weight over here. Walk in. I had to deadlift for the first time.
Yeah, you did.
In 2 years, just to be able to set up our studio. There was a bar here, and I said, I need to move it, so I'll pick it up.
We may or may not post a video of Sir Chad deadlifting his brains out right before a podcast.
Yep.
Don't let him fool you. He's a strong guy.
It's been a while. So we have a fun show. Oh, did you have anything else that you wanted to get into before we started the show? No,
Zach. Bad Santa's not a 16
Bad Santa.
Bad Zach.
Would Billy Bob Thornton make a good athletic trainer? Would Bad Santa make a good athletic trainer? We'll have to fat that.
If athletic trainers
did we fat him?
Drunk criminals.
We did Elf versus who last year?
Oh God.
We'll have to go back and look.
The Grinch? I don't know.
It might have been the Grinch versus Elf. So maybe we had to do like Bad Santa versus like Scrooge, like Bill Murray from Scrooge kind of thing.
Sure. Let's do it. Bad Santa's going to be a tough one. He's never sober, and he does steal things a lot. But
we'll get into it.
Kind of dirty. Anyway, should we get on with a show instead of Bad Santas?
Yeah.
What do you want to do?
No, let's get into our show.
I'm sorry, Kayla. Rudolph would not be a good AT. He's got no thumbs. You need thumbs.
He's like Jinxie.
You need thumbs to be an athletic trainer. It's the kind of the essence of our show is just a thumb.
Thumbs up.
Where do you want to start?
You know what? We hinted there's a little bit of CEU pressure going on right now. So we're going to start with our friend or foe and FMK because they're kind of intertwined in the CEU world. He's got a pen light built in. Yeah, that's funny. Thanks, Nate. So let's start with friend or foe, Kevin. Okay. Watching a surgical video or going to a presentation and a doctor gets up and starts talking about how he would perform any surgery in the history of surgeries. Is that friend or foe for an athletic trainer?
When you brought this up to me, I did nothing but laugh because I don't know a single athletic trainer out there that hasn't been sitting in front of a video of a surgery and been like, what the hell am I looking at? And then the surgeon is like, yeah, and then this is this and this is this, and then like showing all this going on, going this on, this going on, this going on, and you're like, is that wait, it's backwards, upside down, and I need to forget every anatomy book I've ever looked at because that's not what it looked like in that book. So I'm gonna go with a good old friend. Because it's showing us what it actually looks like in there for once. Not that we understand it, but it's definitely a friend. Convince me otherwise.
I'll convince you. I think this is a strong foe for me.
A foe? Why?
I'm going to stay in my lane.
What lane is that?
I don't do the surgery lane.
Is that the fast lane? Life in the fast lane?
Yeah, love in the fast lane. No, I'm not. I just think my job is to tell you, the athlete, when you need a surgery, not to tell you how it's going to go. That's what the surgeon's for. That's what the doctor is for.
I tell my doctor how to do the surgery.
Yeah, I bet you do. So I think watching, that's my restroom break.
Oh.
If I was sitting, I remember going to my first in-person conference.
If you're ever looking for Chad.
I went to a PBATS conference.
Yep.
And the doctor got up and he started talking about how to do a surgery on, I don't know if it was the UCL or the labrum or whatever, and the video's playing, and I went, I don't care. Am I supposed to care? No, I don't care what anchor you're using. I don't care what stitch you're using. I don't need to know the name of any of the tools that you're using. It's not going to help me do my job.
Yeah.
That's the lane I'm in. And I'm sorry, no, I'm going full. It's just a foe to me. I would rather watch a video on, we'll get into FMK next. But that's just where I'm at. I think this is a foe. I'm in the minority. We put it up on social media. So Candid_ATC. 87% of the people said it's a friend watching the surgical interventions online. Nate said a chance to learn and gross out athletes at the same time, a win-win. And Katie Walsh Flanagan said, love your surveys.
Not surgery videos though.
Yeah. So on the live stream here, what do we got here?
I don't know.
Okay, so Kayla said going to watch a surgery in person in grad school, slightly better because I think you get a more genuine feel. Maybe not. I don't know.
I think you get a better feel of what's going on and like the trauma that had to happen
to
screw a ligament back into a bone. I mean, I will say that there is some value there. There is
the value in that.
Watching the video of the surgery from a surgeon, I think is not it. I said friend just to be fun. It's a foe from the standpoint of all of us are like, whatever. Like it just goes right over our head of what we're watching. But at the same time, it's nice and fun to watch. You don't like videos of like gruesome things. And I don't know if surgery videos are in that category.
I'm way better with, if you're showing me a procedure, just the scope, fine. Yeah. I'm fine with it.
I mean, every once in a while, I find it interesting to see the actual video of what the joint surface looks like because it gives me this feedback of that's what trauma actually looks like to something. But it's not a friend to me in that every time I watch one of those videos, all I'm thinking the entire time is I'm 4 steps behind you because I just noticed that that's the meniscus.
Right.
Or wait, you just said right, but you were on the left side of the screen. Like all the above. I mean, surgeons that do arthroscopy, they need to be. It's like they're a drummer, right? You know, they need to be able to use their right hand,
No,
except for like without their left, and like they're gonna have to do their right foot.
no. Do you know what? You know what it is?
What?
You know those like boxes where you have like the two things, and you have to turn. The box can go front to back or side to side, and it has the little marble or the little steel.
Oh, sure.
And you're trying to like navigate all the holes. That's what arthroscopy is to me.
Totally
what is that called? If you're on the live stream, please let me know what that's called. That
have you ever attempted to do, like, have you ever been
attempted to do arthroscopy?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so
have you?
Not on a real person.
The doc's like, hey, come on over here, Kev. Just hold this for me.
I should say not on a live person, but we did. I got a chance to do cadaver like arthroscopy and try to stitch something and like tie a knot. That was our only job, was that you had to tie a knot.
You had one job.
Holy cow. Like, honestly, it felt like
with a little hook, little fish hook.
Sure. Yeah. Like, I mean, it was legitimately, you were trying to suture down, you were trying to anchor something down, right? And all you had to do was tie a knot around it. And it was honestly, my left hand was doing everything on the right side, and my right hand was doing everything on the left side. And then I was upside down and backwards, whatever you want to say.
It's like when you're using.
It was one of the hardest. It was, I mean, no joke, tapping your head and rubbing your belly, like, times a million. That's how difficult it was.
It's like using someone else's like Xbox controller when they have their settings reversed.
Yes, no, it totally is.
No, I want to go down, not up.
That's so true. Why is R1 this?
Yeah.
Oh God, like, that's so true. That's a good analogy.
Zach says nothing makes me feel as incompetent as when an athlete brings post-op scope sheets in with the circle photos and they.
Nate's got the name of the game.
Yeah, Labyrinth. Yeah. So navigate all the holes.
Oh.
That's what she said. Labyrinth.
Yeah. Navigate those holes.
Speaking of. All right. So the people say friend. Kevin, you originally said friend, but you really meant foe because you were just kidding on the friend.
I was totally kidding.
So you think it's a foe?
It's a
and I think it's a foe. Okay. Well, that's fine. It's fine for the people to disagree with us. Like some people learn different ways. So what do we got?
Oh,
you all right?
Yeah, I got to answer a text real quick.
All right. So I'll get into FMK. We're going to stay on the CEU train since everyone's panicking right now. We need to calm down because we can watch plenty of videos in the COVID, post-COVID, well, the still COVID era. The COVID rules are all your CEUs are coming online. So let's figure out what the best online resource CEU is. Is it rehab? Is it evaluation? Or is it emergency care? So you're watching a video on these three things. You have to F one, marry one, kill one. Because that's the way CEUs happen now. Which is kind of disappointing. That we can't learn in person.
I mean, we kind of
the hands-on skills just aren't there anymore.
We kind of can. I think it's half the CEUs in person have come back, but not some of the most.
Did Abby just say she had a tibial rod insertion? Oops.
What? She did what with an insertion?
I don't know. She a rod insertion. That's all I got out of it.
Okay. I'm going to marry the rehab because, to be very honest, I think I've learned more rehab hacks, more rehab styles and exercises and so forth by watching videos anyways. And it's honestly like my favorite thing to watch if I am going to watch a video is probably how to do some sort of rehab, corrective exercise, corrective movements, things like that. I think it's the most, if you're going to watch a video, it's probably of the three, it's what, number one, I could go to bed with every single night. because I probably already do.
Kevin's got, like, instead of the sugar plums dancing in his head, he's got rehab exercises dancing in his head.
I'm not gonna lie, that's what keeps me up at night. It's
The rehab exercises.
pretty much.
Oh,
pretty much.
shit! Should I have given them some more tibialis anterior activation?
You are okay. True or false? You are not an athletic trainer unless you've stayed up or woke up from like a nightmare that you forgot to give somebody some sort of exercise that would have helped them.
Nope, I haven't.
What?
But, well, I haven't had a nightmare, but I will say there's like randomly like
Kept you up tonight?
I'll just be driving and I'll be like, oh, why didn't I do this? Why didn't I give this exercise? Like I haven't woke up, but it has like all of a sudden just popped in and you're like, oh, that's it. That's what I should do.
See, like never while I'm driving.
Showering, shitting, driving.
To me, it's when I'm trying to shut off my brain. That's when everything.
That's normally, that's it.
It's when I lay down, all of a sudden it's like, oh my god,
no,
I should have done that.
No, for me, when I lay down now, I think about how do I improve this podcast. Like that's what actually keeps me up. Like, how can we make this better?
Well, yeah, as it should.
And
somebody's got to do it. I'm not doing it.
It's CEUs. Apparently, they just said get CEUs somehow. So we promise Kevin and I are going to work on that.
I'm gonna now. So I'm marrying the rehab.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna F the emergency.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm gonna F the emergency because I think it's really hard to replicate emergency stuff in person. Really hard. And so
I think that's why I'm killing it.
What I want is just the information given to me, and it's Rolodexed way back there so that when something happens, it comes to the front.
That's a strong point because that's the one skill you don't do the most often.
Yeah.
So if you don't hit a refresher on it at some point, when was the last time you would ever do it?
And I just think
that is a really good point, Kev.
I think it's really hard. Like anytime I've ever done in-person emergency skills, the random thing that happens, or even like somebody's just bleeding, right? And like, what are alternatives to like stopping the bleeding or something? I feel like it's really hard to replicate that with in-person training, but in an online course, something that I'm watching a video, it's like you come across these stupid links when you're scrolling through your Google News or your Yahoo News or whatever you do, and it's like life hacks, right? And how to tell when an avocado is perfect time to eat the avocado, right? I don't need somebody to show me that. I just need to see a picture of like, hey, you can flick the little like tip off of it, and if it's green or if it's brown, right? Like that'll help. And then like, hey, the firmness will allow you to know. But that's where I need to kill the eval, because for me personally, listening to signs and symptoms, watching somebody do an eval does not really help me do an eval. Having somebody do an eval on me and putting me into positions of where you should feel an endpoint of whatever, that really helps. And then doing it on somebody else. But watching an eval, I don't get a lot out of it. I need to feel what somebody's feeling there. And so
that's effing.
No.
Need to emotionally connect to your patient, Kevin.
But that's what I'm saying is I need to kill a video of an eval. I can't do an online eval course and learn very much from it.
All right, so Kevin Joyce is on the live stream, and he said, F the eval, it's good enough, but it's better to get your hands on it. he's killing the emergency. You need to drill, not watch and hope. And then
and hope.
And then Mary rehab. You can take notes and make the exercises your own. And basically everyone after that says they agree with him. Dylan just joined. Dylan, you joined at the perfect time. We're FM Kane, online CEUs, rehab, eval, and emergency care. I personally agree with you, Kevin. I'm going to marry the rehab. It's my favorite part of the job. I love giving exercise. I love showing people how to make themselves better.
Okay.
So I'll agree there. You did bring up an interesting point on the emergency care. Like if you don't do an online training refresher every so often, how often are you really doing it? The question is an online refresher enough to make the simulation worth it? That pressure situation. I don't know. I missed it.
No. It was something you said.
Oh, what did I say?
I don't know. My brain went to, if you don't really get to F very often.
Oh, yeah.
You have a lot of online options.
Yeah. So I originally was going to kill the emergency care because it's such a good point. If I don't watch a video on it, man, I don't know when it's going to, like every time I do my CPR research, it's the only time I think about it. Mm-hmm. And you just hope that it sticks with you until the next time you need to do it. True. So maybe that's more important than I think.
I will say,
I haven't done a spine boarding online CEU, and if I have to spine board, I'm winging it.
Yeah.
In my new setting, I don't have to, but
how many
anyways,
things have changed?
So evals, I think right now I'm going to have to F with the evals because I think you can pick things up. I just don't know if I'm going to pick up enough on the emergency care to make it worthwhile. I think it's important, but I just think I'm going to use eval more often. And if I can get one or two little nuggets, I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
So.
Nuggets.
Oh, God. Dylan joined, and now he's...
Dylan's going to go yelling at us about
emergency care 24/7.
Holy cow. Yelling at us about emergency care. He's always yelling at us.
It's okay. He can have his own show. We're going to call it...
And, I'm not going to lie. I agree that emergency care... We've talked about it, right? We've both complained about how we probably don't trust 90% of the people that actually are CPR certified, right? I think actually doing emergency care situations live is invaluable. But when it comes down to doing CEUs from it, I would love to see videos of random emergency situations and what to do. Not my CPR class, because frankly, CPR and AED is not a CEU. None of us can use that as a CEU. So therefore, I don't want that. I mean, online CPR sucks.
So you have to kill it as a CEU.
Yeah, I'm killing it. Killing it. I mean, they just, I don't know. We should get CEUs for doing maybe more extensive CPR stuff. I don't know. That would be fun.
I think I've successfully pissed off our entire live stream.
You did?
With my comments. Nice. So we better move on before we lose all our members.
They're not going anywhere.
All right, we FMK'd, we friend or foed. Let's go would you rather, Kevin.
Yeah.
Would you rather travel or not travel?
To be or not to be.
Wow, we've been doing this too long. The fact that we both
that was not planned. I promise anybody.
Oh shit. I'm not talking to any of the live streamers the rest of the night because they hate me.
You shouldn't. They all hate you. I'd rather travel.
Oh, you missed the road.
I miss the road a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, and I get to travel a little bit for my job, and it's nice. It's nice to get away from like the regular work day and still be able, like, you get to focus on the job a little bit when you're on the road. You're not focused on taking the dog out to pick up some poop.
7-11.
7-11.
The score of the halftime
Wow,
game.
that's
7-11.
That's a weird score. And most importantly, I think on the road, and this is probably more for at least your college and above sports, you get to know your athletes a lot more, I think. I think you get to bond with some stuff. Yeah, I mean, you guys
hold that thought.
You guys you get to go to dinner, and you get to. I think there's just more interaction between you and the athletes, you and the coaches, and it's in a different setting where everybody's not just quick trying to get out of somewhere and go home. I mean, I think settings are very dependent on this question, but the whole reason that I wanted to talk about it as a friend or foe is that I think there's a lot of criticism of our careers in that we travel a lot. And I actually think for athletic trainers, it's a friend. And I know it's a would you rather, but I think it's a friend. I really do think that when it comes down to just our career, when it comes down to just whether or not we can have a better chance at succeeding in our career, traveling with our athletes is a friend.
I think right now, today, I'm going to say I'd rather not travel. I don't know.
Yeah, you literally just left the traveling world.
Yeah, I haven't not traveled to know what it's not like. Is that how you say it? Allow myself to introduce myself.
My name is H. O to the VA.
Yeah, so a lot of people are saying the travel is great. Low key, people hate setting up for home games. There's just less work to do when you're on the road. You just show up, and
I mean that's a
hotel treatments are another thing. Whether you should be doing treatments in the hotel room we've had that topic. We haven't done it in a long time.
Definitely had that topic.
And we should have that talk again. It's been probably 2 years.
Yeah, because when was the last time you did a hotel treatment?
I tried to stop doing them. If I have to do a treatment, never mind. That's not this conversation.
Yeah.
So right now I like being home. Well, what did you put? You put up a poll?
Yeah, Bad Santa, 16 seed, yes or no? Unfortunately, 50-50.
I'm going to say not travel right now. Just where I'm at in my time in life. I do think for the profession in general, it's a good thing. If this was friend or foe, I'd say it's a friend. But would you rather right now? I'm going to say I'd rather not. Like you said, that's where all the relationship building comes. That's where, you know what, we bitch about the salary. We bitch about the hours. At least there are two things you can count on. Free food and you get to go places and see things. Yep. Those are the perks. Plain and simple. You work weekends, work nights. You might not get paid as much as you want. You don't get to make your own schedule, but they'll feed you and you can go some places and see some, new areas.
Get to see some stuff other people don't get to see.
So, again, friend or foe, for the profession, it's a friend. But this is would you rather. And would you rather right now, I'd rather be at home. I'd rather sleep in my own bed and see my son.
Yeah.
Maybe that makes me old. Give me a couple months. I do like going on the road. It is.
You've talked about
it's less of a distraction. It is, like you can get away. You can focus on one thing. I think there are I think athletic training is easier on the road, 100% easier. But
Yeah, sometimes it really
right
is.
now, I'm okay with not traveling. So,
And I think what's the interesting, it depends on how you ask this question, right? You know, would you rather travel or would you not rather travel?
mhm.
But does travel...
Is it good for the profession
Yeah.
in general? Yeah.
Like, and it's sometimes I want to say to some athletic trainers, and as the profession is growing, and yours truly included, I don't have to travel for my job at all. I choose to travel
Yeah.
for certain things. But I think some of the really good athletic training I shouldn't say good athletic training jobs, but like prominent athletic training jobs are enhanced because you travel.
Yeah.
And so athletic training itself can be enhanced because you travel, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the individual would rather travel.
Yeah.
And it's athletic training. There is catch-22s everywhere in our careers. And so travel is one of them. That's why it's a good would you rather.
That's why the number one, and at least for me, the number one episode is still Sacrifices. It's probably the most important show we've done to date. Pros and cons to everything, baby.
Episode.
Okay, so we're gonna do our fictional athletic trainer, and then we'll get into our feature topic. We're not gonna do top 5 tonight. We're saving it.
What are you saving it for?
Next week.
You gonna save it till you marry it, or
that's
what?
why we did a would you rather. Yeah, I'm gonna marry it. So we're gonna do our fictional athletic trainer. This is when everybody on our live stream can go to hell because everyone can go to hell. So because we're doing DC. What's so funny?
I read Kayla's comment, and
I ain't got a kid.
No, and she said, I'm actually looking into a travel AT job. Keep it on the DL.
Yep, you brought it to the live stream. We read it.
I read that out loud to 20,000 people that listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's not so down low.
Everybody knows.
Okay. Fuck DC. Everyone's gone away. So we're going to do Titans. We've talked about Titans. It's our new jam. Kevin and I love it.
It's a really good show, man.
In terms of shows, I do like it. So we're going to do the main characters.
Yeah.
You guys can all tune out, discuss amongst yourselves. What was that?
Just talk amongst yourselves. I'll give
Coffee
you a topic.
talk.
I'll give you a topic.
Move verklempt right now. I'm a little verklempt.
Let me give you a topic.
So Titans.
Why DC is a little bit better than Marvel?
I love it. So you're into season 3.
I'm into season 3.
So do you want to give them the premise on what the show is, or just
so just think Batman and Robin. Okay. Original Robin, Dick Grayson, created a second group of superheroes that they called themselves the Titans. And it's the story of the Titans. I mean, the Titans are kind of like...
from Tennessee.
For pretty much all the sidekicks gather together and they say, hey, we could do this job without the yahoos upstairs in the Justice League.
Yeah.
Let's just do it. Let's do it on our level. Because now we're grown-ups and we can do it. And everything that happens there. Now, the show itself, I think it's actually a Cinemax show. I don't think it's HBO. I think HBO owns Cinemax now. But anyway.
I did not know that.
It's on HBO, HBO Max or whatever. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's what?
Nate.
What did Nate do?
Well, Abby just asked if we do it on purpose, and she said DC is full of dicks, and Nate said, so I thought you would like it. The shit's flying already. 2 minutes. Best 2-minute show Abby's day. All right.
I mean, so yes, Kayla, kind of like Teen Titans, but they're all grown-ups. It's not the cartoon. And it's very dark.
Dark and ominous.
People are getting killed all left and right. I mean, it's a very well done show. I think Dick Grayson is actually a really good Dick Grayson.
I love him. I love the actor that plays him.
Skinamax.
So okay, so we've got a couple
anyway,
main characters here.
Main characters of Titans. Numero uno, Dick
Oh,
Grayson.
I think we missed one.
What?
We'll get there.
Oh, okay.
So Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson.
So should we just name them all and then?
Sure, Dick Grayson.
Dick Grayson.
Gar. His name's Garfield.
Garfield, yep. So we got Coriander. Rachel. Dawn. Hank. Donna. And we forgot Jason.
I mean,
he's kind of.
Yes, is he? To me,
they brought him in season 2.
I know.
I guess we could if we're not going to do
it's tough. I mean,
Jason and Superboy. I guess. All right. Anyways.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave them out for now.
All right.
Just because they're, I don't know, they're just really not in the show to be like, whatever. They're not in the main cast.
Kayla wants to know the hero name. So we've got Gar is Beast Boy. Dick Grayson is Robin. Coriander is Starfire. Rachel is oh God, what is
yeah, I'll get it.
Yeah, thanks. We got Hawk and Dove. Donna is like Supergirl's sidekick. Rachel is Raven. Thank you. She got it. Raven, yes.
Raven.
So she knows where it's at. Kayla's the only one on the live stream who has any taste in comic book. Yes. So thank you. Oh, Zach does too.
And legitimately, if you only like Marvel, dive into a little like other DC worlds other than just the Justice League.
Robin is the main character in this, Dylan. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's start with Robin. Would he make a good athletic trainer? I think he'd make a strong athletic trainer.
Very strong case for athletic trainer.
He's good under pressure.
Yes.
He's got the most fantastic hand-eye coordination.
Probably.
Of maybe any of the characters we've ever done.
Seriously.
He's right there. Taping, all that stuff would be great. Let's see here. What else? Evaluation. He sees things in the future. Like he understands how the pieces all fit together. So I think he'd do really well. What did I say?
Not you, Dylan.
Yeah.
Dylan's getting as dirty as Hannah.
Yeah. So it's deteriorating.
Dylan, don't go down that road, man.
Yeah.
Don't go down that road.
So, is there any drawbacks to Dick other than he can be a little bit of a dickhead?
Oh, no. I mean,
he's actually going to set the tone in the athletic training room.
And for most of the time, that tone is going to be, if you don't get your shit together, you're going to die.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I actually think that's how we all need to be. Like, let's get your shit together, athlete. Let's go.
I think
you're not slowing us up.
I think he definitely, okay, so he's scarred by his former CI. And his CI was such a freaking badass, knew everything, and absolutely put him through the ringer that he doesn't know if, did I become such a good and strong athletic trainer because somebody was an asshole to me? Or am I being held back because somebody was such an asshole to me? And I think that makes one hell of a leader of an athletic trainer.
I cannot. We have got to turn off the live stream comments for right now. It's so bad. So it kind of reminds me of how Hannah said that her preceptors, the people that taught Hannah, she hated them. They were so mean and negative to her, and they gave her self-doubt, but it has made her a better athletic trainer. So
agreed.
So I think Dick is going to be real strong
case for Dick.
Okay. All right. So let's go Gar, Beast Boy. He can transform into any animal that he wants.
And he chooses to transform himself into a tiger.
Most often.
Now,
I don't know if that helps at all.
I don't know. Being a tiger, you could scare the shit out of somebody.
Yeah. So, Gar's strengths are not in his abilities, but in his personality. He is really the most benevolent. He really wants to help people the most. He's the most understanding. He grew up in a family full of people that were probably frowned upon in terms like, the quote unquote freaks.
Yeah.
So he's really compassionate. So that's his strength. His abilities are not going to help at all.
Yeah. I mean,
unless he can.
He learns good hand-to-hand combat kind of stuff. But at the same time, I think his strength is that he's like, okay, so this is a very, very wide, or I don't know, like out there like comparison, but like how the Hulk has the Hulk, but he also has Bruce Banner.
Yep.
Bruce Banner at times is what the Avengers need.
Yep.
Right? Mostly what the Titans need is Gar, not as a tiger. They need him as the voice of reason, the one that is saying, you know what, we need to all stick together. The one that's going to be back in the, the headquarters, like kind of guiding people and making sure that everybody's okay and like doing right by the entire group. And that's where I think he makes a very strong athletic trainer, is that he's always thinking about what is best for the entire group.
Yeah, I agree. All right, how about Coriander Starfire?
She drinks a lot.
She drinks a lot. She like takes the sun's energy and can turn it into some sort of.
I will say she's a bit of a lone wolf.
Yeah.
At times. She early on has some memory issues, which is not very good for an athletic trainer. You need to kind of remember things.
Yep.
And histories. And,
yep.
And rehab protocols and things like that.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's one of the three so far. She's in last place.
Yes. I mean, so one of her main powers is, I mean, it's fire, right? It's heat. She can literally direct heat to any object that she wants it to be.
Cauterizing wounds.
Yeah.
Well.
So I mean, from a standpoint of emergencies, she might actually come in real handy.
Yeah.
Or on that cold night in November on a football sideline, she might be able to heat up some tissues.
Man, she should work college baseball. Those cold
baseball.
Dugouts, she can just warm them up. So
she can just kind of create a little heat bubble around everybody.
Yeah.
And it would be quite nice.
All right, how about Rachel?
Okay, she's got some inner demons that are going to come out at the wrong time as an athletic trainer.
Yeah.
She might kill somebody.
Yeah.
Or
she's learning to control them.
She might heal somebody.
So personality-wise, I think she started off rough. She's growing up. She's like she's a super young AT.
Tough.
She's the AT student. She needs guidance.
Yeah, at first she's like the kid that like, don't talk to me and I'm going to run away from home and all the above. I mean, at the same time, her powers are pretty endless if you really think about them. But if you haven't watched throughout the series, pretty much in the beginning, she is the beacon of death. And I don't think that makes a very good athletic trainer.
All right, we can move on. All right, let's go, Hank.
He's drunk all the time, high
he's
on steroids and cocaine and everything, all the above. So
he's a strength coach. Dude is fit though.
He is always
jacked.
Always on some sort of, pre-workout drink.
Yeah. Also, he's just he's a strength coach. He's like, everything's like, hey, we're gonna hit this with force. We're gonna go 100 miles.
Deep down, he's a softie, but in reality, on the outside, he just wants to hit something as hard as he can.
Yeah. So he can't understand other people.
No. He can't.
All right.
He's always creating a little controversy too, and you don't need that out of an athletic trainer.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a drama queen.
Yeah, he's always like shoving, he's like poking dick in the side. Well, that came out wrong.
Whoa.
Sorry.
Let's talk about Dawn. Dove. Oh my God.
In reality, to me, she's the mom of the group.
Yep.
She is the.
I'll tell you what. She's the only one that can check Dick. And I mean Dick Grayson. She's the one that can put him in his place. That's what I mean. She can put the Dick in his place.
Yeah.
Shit. It's just not coming out right, people. Dawn.
It starts in Robin.
Dawn can she knows how to talk to Robin.
Oh, okay. She knows how to talk to Dick.
Yeah.
So
I love her. I mean, it's hard. I knew going in, but let's be serious. My number one celebrity crush is Minka Kelly, and that's who plays this. So I was going to love her no matter what.
No matter what.
My heart and nether regions will not allow me to say that she's a bad athletic trainer, but she would be a good athletic trainer because she cares about people. She's got some good skills. She is the mom of the group, and I think that's what athletic trainers are.
So, Dawn.
This is our dirtiest fat yet.
So Dawn, who is also Dove, she is actually one of the coolest under pressure of all of them. I think she actually, at times of like, when all of the shit's hitting the fan,
yeah,
and like bad things are happening within the group,
yeah,
she ends up being the one that's always like, listen, we need to handle this and let's go do it.
That's true.
Gar's the one that's like emotional and like,
he's unsure.
He's young and he's very like, I just love everybody in this group and you're my family. Dawn is kind of like, she's the one that's like, yeah, I love everybody, but we got to go kick some bad guys' ass.
Yeah.
So let's go do this real quick, and then we'll handle all of our other issues. So she's very strong candidate. Last but not least, Donna, who is Wonder Girl.
Yeah, she's
Not
Wonder
Woman,
Woman's
but Wonder Girl.
sidekick. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's Wonder Woman Jr.
She would probably her skills, like her abilities, would be the most conducive, I think.
That freaking lasso of truth, man.
Lasso of truth. She's got, super speed, super strength.
She is Wonder Woman, but like, just if Wonder Woman's a 10, Donna's like a 7.
Oh yeah, an 8.
Maybe an 8.
Yeah.
7.
So doesn't she start as a journalist or a reporter or something like that? So her history questions would be good, like in season 1. Like when Robin came across her, I think wasn't she a journalist or like a photographer or something, like a private eye?
Like yeah.
So her evaluation would be really good. She's calm under pressure.
Yep.
I have nothing bad to say.
She holds grudges. She's a grudge holder. 100% a grudge holder.
Yeah. She
remembers things from the past, and I don't know, in athletic training, sometimes you just got to move on. You got to move on.
All right, low-key. Well, all right. I just want one more. My number one. One more. Just Jason Todd. Just real quick. Jason good Todd. Or bad? You don't have to. We don't have to explain it. He'd be bad.
He's a little punk.
He's a punk ass. He's the athlete.
Punk. I just do whatever I want. Blah 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 blah.
He's actually probably my second favorite character on the show, though. I think they've done such a good job with him. They casted him perfectly. Man, it's really good.
You love to hate him, and you're like, God, you're just
but he's got like
whiny little.
Yeah, but he like speaks his mind. Like I wish I could. Like
sure, yeah.
I wish I could say those things.
Absolutely.
Low-key.
So if you didn't want to watch Titans before, you definitely want to watch it now.
All right, so give me your top choice.
Dawn. Dawn's my top choice.
Oh, I love her. I'm going
as an athletic trainer. Yes,
she's
very beautiful. That's fine. But no, I think she would be the best athletic trainer.
I'm gonna go with Robin.
Dick.
More Dick.
God, you're going with the Dick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Robin. I think his skill, like his mindset, he's just got. Yeah, he's gonna make the best. I'll say Dawn second. Right. Everyone else is. And Dawn is probably close, and then everyone else is after that. So, all right, that was for sure our dirtiest FAT.
Anytime somebody's named Dick.
I'll tell you what, if you're listening to this on iTunes, Spotify, whatever.
Who listens to us on iTunes?
Well, Apple Podcasts. Sorry, that's what it's called now.
Jeez, how old are you with the Apple
You're right.
stuff?
I know. You have got, if you want to laugh, just go on to YouTube. Just fast forward to whatever you think, like the fictional athletic trainer. The live stream comments are out of control. I had to stop looking.
I mean, like, just fast forward like 50, maybe 45 minutes into the show.
Holy shit.
Press play.
It was outrageous. So
you'll skip over all those advertisements for all of our
sponsors.
Oh,
all right. Are you ready to do our feature topic this week?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Oh, I need to regroup after that. I really do.
That's awesome.
Holy cow. All right. So we put up on social media, why do athletic trainers and athletes have such a strong connection? Why is that bond so good? That's what everyone talks about when we talk about the pros of this job, is just that bond that you form with your athletes. And we want to just break it down to why. So you have Instagram up?
I got Instagram.
All right, I'll go to the Twitter. You go ahead. What do we got here?
And I'm gonna go right off the bat. This looks like it might have been one of your former players, but Jack Kavanaugh,
Captain Jack,
looks like he might be a baseball player for the old UW Milwaukee Panthers.
He is. He graduated.
Yeah, but who cares?
He's coaching now.
You know what the best thing, or what creates the bond between athletic trainer and athlete?
What?
And that is the quotes from 40-Year-Old Virgin.
I know. I really wanted to do that as the fat tonight because of that comment.
Ellie Clarkson.
Is it true that if you don't use it, you lose it? We have to do 40-Year-Old Virgin as a fat one night.
Oh, for sure. Why not? What else makes the bond between athlete and athletic trainer so special? Honestly, holy cow, what happened to all the comments? They just went away. What's going on? Oh, they're there. So Cassie J, CYR, understanding the athletes so well that you know something is up before they even tell you. Further to that point, gaining and building their trust so that you can help them become the best version of themselves. So I think we've all had those moments of you see something wrong with one of your athletes. And you might not even know exactly what's wrong. You can just tell that something's wrong. And so you just say to them, hey, like, tell me what's going on. And they're like, hey, nothing's happening. Nothing's going on. And you're like, are you sure X doesn't hurt? And they're like, what the heck? How did you know? How did you know that? And I think Cassie brings up a good point in that we hang out with our athletes. We see our athletes so often that we know when something's wrong. I'm going to tell you what, it's one of the things I miss most about being with athletes every single day is that now my patients, at best I see them once a week, and I don't get that. I don't get to see them throughout the day. I don't get to decipher randomly wow, I can see that you're walking just this much different. It takes a little more investigation for me, and I do miss that. And so I think that is a very big bond between. I'm sure you do the same thing to your wife. I do it to my wife. I can tell when there's something happening, and I'm like, "Oh, your back hurts, huh?" And she's like, "How did you know?" And it's because I've seen you every single day of my life for the last however many years.
X.
Yeah. And there is a lot of daily interactions on here that I think people keep emphasizing. AT Corner Podcast, our friends over at AT Corner Podcast, Sandy and Randy, being there with the athlete every step of the way. No other healthcare profession sees their patients as much as we do. And I mean, like I said, I wish I saw my patients. Well, frankly, I do see my patients a lot. I really do. I see my patients routinely throughout the entire year, much more than their primary care physician. I will definitely say that. So I'm very proud of that. But I don't see my patients nearly as much as my athletes that I used to see. But at the same time, I think athletic training in general, we really are. I mean, we are that first step for people, athletes and general public alike, and that's what I've been trying to do at my clinic, is try to create the place that everybody can be an athlete and everybody can have access to an athletic trainer. And it's really cool when that occurs. And so I totally agree that we're with them every step of the way. And we are, God, we're their first step to all of their healthcare, which is really fun. That's a really big bond, right? What else? Oh, my phone locked. Being there for the highs and lows. Oh, hey, Jill. BU Athletic Training 22. I mean, that's pretty important, right? We're there for the success, and we're also there for that next day when they're like, yeah, my knee still hurts, and I don't what should we be doing, or what did we miss? And I think when we have our athletes and everything is a success, it's great. But I think we even create stronger relationships with our athletes and our patients when you go through a little bit of a hardship and maybe both of you are trying to figure out what's going on. K _759, Kaylee Soboleski, LU Athletic Training, Georgia. All right. We get to see them every day and begin to understand them as a person. With that comes individual talks about injuries to just normal, everyday life situations. Athletes can come to their AT and have a safe space to be themselves and have an escape from their coaches and teammates. It's also the support from the sideline as we get to walk with them through highs and lows, so they never walk alone. Again, reiterating that we're just there for them all the time. I think we've talked about it on the podcast before, and the idea that, creating relationships with your athletes is very interesting. What's the line of too far? And I think a lot of athletic trainers struggle with that because we do feel like we really need to be there for them because we are their safe space. We are a place that they can trust. And that's it's kind of unbelievable. What do you got? You got anything over there?
Oh yeah, Twitter had a lot of the same type stuff. So Abby said she felt like she helped them from transition from youth sports to school sports, give them a whack upside the head if they needed, or an ear so they can vent. I'm the biggest fan and worst enemy in all at the same time, and I treat them as if they were my own kids. I never judge or sugarcoat. Nate said, simple, trust. Dylan said, we're there in the good times and the bad times. We share in the successes and failures. In some settings, we spend more time with them than our own families, so they truly become family. They also learn to come and trust us because at times their life career is in your hands. Kayla said, unlike other healthcare professionals, in most cases, we get to know our athletes before they become our patients, before they need us to be told some tough news. They see us at practices or games and know we have their backs. Jen Mack said, think about our unique opportunity. They have access to us 5 to 7 days a week. No appointment needed. No out-of-pocket costs. Can be seen multiple times throughout the day. Able to come by just to say hi. We are part of their lives even when they don't need us. How many other healthcare professionals can say that? That's a unique perspective. Mm-hmm. Access 5 to 7 days. No appointment needed. No out-of-pocket costs. Ed said, we invest in each other. The more I work with a patient, the more we learn about each other as we share stories and experiences. And two, personally, I'm honest with the athlete and have been told that it is appreciated because they are told what they want to hear, not what they need. So Victoria Morris said, because ATs are always there through the ups and downs, the AT is there with an open mind, a shoulder to cry in, an ear to listen, and sometimes even a hug and snacks. We cheer from the sidelines for the big victories and the AT facility at the small progress. Sometimes in our athletes' patient lives, we are the only ones to see them just as who they are, not the star QB, the smart sibling, the injury prone, or the toughest person in the room. To us, they are still the same person they were before or after the injury. Caitlin said, a game. They see us, and then when it comes to an injury, they know we are there each step of the way. It's such a special bond. And as my athletes so often say, they spend more time with us than their parents most days. I'll forever cherish the bond that we get to have. Chance Ragsdale said, no matter what the situation is, the athletic trainer is there. The highs of their life and their lowest points, we are right by their side. Stephen Moss said we see them more than their parents many times, and then Reformed AT also said trust. So it's a lot of the same thing.
A lot of trust.
You know, when I first thought about this, I'm not gonna lie. In my head, I went, those were all really super positive things.
Yeah.
In my head, I went with the negative because I'm a negative person. I went, we both hate the coaches equally.
Yeah.
You know, like when the coach extends practice or changes practice, you're both screwed. So you're both like, oh, this freaking coach.
You're both like
a little bit. There's that bond because of
you're in this together
like,
against the coaches.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then you're also with the coaches against the athletes.
Yeah. But then, like you talked about earlier in the show, that time on the road, I remember more conversations about just sports in general and video games, mobile games, you know, Marvel movies, Star Wars, all that stuff. That's the good stuff.
And I think, you know, what makes the bond between athlete and athletic trainer so special?
You know what? You know, to me, it's just because you can float between being a healthcare provider and just being someone who's there. You can, like, that transition, you can go back and forth as many times as you want. You don't have to have just this role or just that role. You can be essentially both.
So very recently, I was in a doctor's office, and the question was proposed to me, was that even worth it? And this was a visit non-orthopedic. Like there was nothing orthopedic wellness or evaluation about it, because walking into the appointment, we had a lot of questions, but we also had a lot of, like, we thought we knew the answers.
Yeah.
And then walking out of the appointment, it was like, okay, all the questions we asked, I don't think we learned anything that we didn't already know. And then on top of that, it just seemed like everything was really broad and not, like, there was no thought behind any answer that we got from our questions.
Yeah.
And what was interesting is my comparison was to walking into an orthopedic office. A lot of people's frustrations with going to their doctor or even like an orthopedic surgeon is that you just feel like, you know, you walk into an office and you say, oh, doc, it hurts on the outside of my knee. And you point to the outside of your knee. And then the doctor does like 5 tests, and they're like, oh, yeah, it hurts on the outside of your knee. And you're like, no shit. Like, I just told you that. And then the next thing the doctor says is like, well, you know, we got to get an x-ray or we got to get an MRI, and then we'll know what we're dealing with. And I think the difference between what healthcare is right now and what athletic training is right now is that athletic training is what everybody's looking for in, okay, yeah, like my knee hurts, but like, why? And then what do we do about it? And then when is this going to be better? And then who, as in the athletic trainer, is going to help me through this?
Yeah.
And I think that's where, like, I think the bond between athlete and athletic trainer is it's everything else that's missing in healthcare. It's the actual personalization of something is wrong with me, and you're the only one that is actually giving a fucking rat's ass and diving deep into what's going on and how can we get through this.
It's the only A to Z.
Yep. And I think that's the bond of athletic training to athlete, is that we're there. We are legitimately, we're trying to solve problems and be there, versus it's a career, right? And I think that's why we get walked over. That's why we don't make as much money. That's why we get burned out. That's why we work too many hours. And it has everything to do with we are humans that care about the other person across the table, and that's what the bond is. That's completely what athletic training is all about. That's what athletes need, and that's what we like to provide for them. And that's why we should get paid millions of dollars, but we don't. And so we just get to talk about it on podcasts, and we get to complain about it.
Yeah.
And we get to say that's what she said while we're working, and surgeons don't, so suck it.
Absolutely. Oh, very good, Kev.
Yeah, buddy.
Well, that's our show.
Hey, do you want to let's do this real quick?
Yeah. Let's hit the music. Thank everybody for coming out. It was a wild one. Thanks to the live streamers for joining us. You guys made this one hell of a show. They stopped listening about 20 minutes ago.
I don't think they listened to a single point of that topic.
No, they didn't. It's great. That's why we do it. Thank you for listening. Again, holidays coming up. Make sure you tell your loved ones you want a Candid Athletic Training membership, because you want to join the madness that is this show.
Seriously, candidathletictraining.com. Write that down. That's your Christmas list. Candidathletictraining.com. A membership. There's all sorts of levels. Check them out. That being said, there's a bunch of apparel on there too. So buy your loved ones a hat. Buy your loved ones a sweatshirt. You know what? Ask people to buy you a hat or a sweatshirt. The other thing I want to point out, and we didn't talk about this. This is what I think I forgot to mention in the intro. Spotify.
Oh yeah.
Hey, if we are, so Spotify does this fun thing in December, and they create what your top lists are of like the top songs, the top podcasts, all the above. If we are on your top podcasts, please put that on your social media. Tag us, and everybody that tags us, thank you, Dylan, for already doing this, but tag us, and we are going to pick maybe one, maybe two, who knows how many people, but you're going to get some free shit. So please go to your Spotify, go look at what your top lists are, tag us if we are in that top, particularly if we're your number one podcast listen to. God, holy crap, you're going to get something free. We love you all. CandidAthleticTraining.com. Thank you, HealthyRoster.com. Thank you to MedBridge. Thank you to Master Dry Needling. Go check all of those out. You can get some more CEUs. You can get some free stuff. You can get discounts on everything. If you want to learn anything more about what I do, StructuralElements.com. There is a link at the bottom of, in like the show notes down there. You can go to that link, and you can learn a little bit more about what I do. You can learn about how to actually learn the method that I do on all of my patients, and treat your athletes a little bit better. So anything else?
No, we're good.
Sweet. That was a great ending.
I mean, I'm done with it. I'm going to go home and not sleep. I'm going to think about how to make it better, y'all.
All right.
See you guys.